What's up, guys? We're back at it again. Uh, I know we just did a tier list, but I had a lot of fun doing that one, and this is strategically done for a project I'm thinking about. So we're gonna do a tier list of all the games, but then I'm going to try to stream playing them, and then we're gonna come back and see if the tier list has changed any. So right now that is the plan. Hopefully it all works out. But yeah, let's hop to it. And I went ahead and put all of the base versions of the games in D. It just as a baseline because some of them I've only played the final mix of, and I don't know. I just feel like I would rather rank the games in their entirety since is a lot of added content. So we're just going to just do the finished full product version. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave all of these down here in D, just for clarity. All right, days. Let us start with days. Gameplay wise, days really suffers from being on the DS. It was really limited in how fluid and how many things you can do with it. The story is excellent. I believe I would put it in B. Yeah, it just it's not as fun to play. Like the stories are great, and it's really no fault of the game. It's just the hardware they decided to put it on wasn't very conducive for a 3D action RPG. So, yeah, well, I guess we're gonna have to leave it right there, unfortunately. But Dream Drop Distance is next. I really like Dream Drop. Time travel has never really confused me in the series, so I don't have that bias against it, and I actually have a bias for it because this is the first game. I think it might be the first video game I've played in 60 FPS. This is the first Kingdom Hearts game I got for PS4. Yeah, I really like Dream Drop. I'm going to put it in A. The story's really interesting. I do feel like it's one of the most, the plot was the most stuck in the back of this one, definitely. You really don't get into the nitty gritty until you make it to the world it never was. But all the other games, they did try to have, a little bit throughout. And you had the little bits of it where Axel would pop up. Lee, I'm sorry. You run into Lee, you just figure out what he's doing, but it does really feel like this story waited until the final world to kick things off. So there's that. But the gameplay, super fun. Love flow motion. It's incredible. Yeah, I like Dream Drop, so we're gonna leave it right there. And Birth by Sleep is one of my favorite video games of all time. So it is definitely going in S. I am a big fan of the command deck. It's just has a whole lot of functionality, a lot of user influence. You get to decide how you're going to play the game, and I think that's super cool. Shot locks, they're neat, a little overpowered, but I like them. The story, great. I love three playable characters. Three playable characters is great because you get to spend time with each individual character in the story. You're not really shoehorned into only caring about one of them. So I do love that aspect of Birth by Sleep, and just the fact that it's a prequel. I love the origin aspect of it, to where you can see things. You're like, oh well, this is how things wound up this way. I see, and it's really cool to me. So Birth by Sleep's up there in S. It is up there in S. Dark Road. I wish the gameplay of Dark Road was funner so that I could put it higher because the story is really good. I think we're just gonna have to leave Dark Road in A. It does have a pretty dark story. It's really gripping. you're sitting on the edge of your seat for the climax of this one. But Dark Road, good story. Not really fun to play though. Final mix. I do feel like this game is definitely an artifact of its time. It's not the most clunky thing in the world, it's all right. But platforming definitely has improved in later games. Level design surprisingly pretty good. There's a lot of small details in the worlds, and that's one of the standout aspects of KH1. It's the world design, and someone brought up in regular Pat his hot takes video he did a while back about the camera being zoomed in. It feels more immersive, more personal, and that's actually really good too about Kingdom Hearts 1. The zoomed in camera does feel more personal. You do kind of get a more of a sense of the adventure somewhat. And I think that's pretty cool. 2 final mix. Kingdom Hearts 2, it is Frozen to me, as in Frozen the Disney movie, where everyone likes it so much that I have started to not like it by proxy, just because of other people just talking about it. Which I can admit, it is a good game. It is well made. It is, combat's fluid, everything like that. I don't know. It just annoys me that people like it so much. So it's in A, but it is a pretty good game. I'm just over it. Kingdom Hearts 3. This game is also going in S, just because of how much build up there was to it, how many things that it paid off. It is really fun. The combat is really fun. People complained before Critical Mode came out that it was too easy. Yeah, but I really like it. It's pretty great. And all the characters, has just about all the characters in the series are here. And, it's pretty ambitious for how many characters and things are going on. It's just the scope is pretty big, and how many, like I said, how many things this game pays off. And yeah, it is great. Okay, Rechain of Memories. Rechain is going in B with Days. Story. This is another situation where the story is really good. The combat is pretty engaging once you get in there. You do have to figure out how to do your slates and everything like that. But the bosses do become somewhat of a joke once you figure out Lethal Frame, and basically once you figure out what you're doing in Chain of Memories, the combat does become a joke. You can break this aim, just break it, and that's not to say that you can't have fun breaking the game. You can. It's just it does become a little less exciting once you know you're gonna win. Recoded. Recoded is okay. I have to put Recoded like one of the furthest back in B, because the gameplay is really good. It's really fun. The command deck still here. It is great. And combat, they did a lot of things with Recoded. A lot of the gimmicks in the different Disney worlds. This is the first game that I had fun with turn-based combat in Olympus. Whenever you have a party of Hercules, Cloud, and Sora, and that's just incredible to me. But the turn-based combat in Olympus is the reason that I finally beat Final Fantasy X, because I just did not like turn-based combat until I played Recoded, and then I had fun, and then I went back to... now I've beaten like a couple of turn-based Final Fantasy games, and I never would have if it wasn't for this game, so I do owe that to it. But yeah, Recoded is fun. The story, it is hard to make an argument for the story though, because of how seemingly unimportant it is. I know that there are things that have come back about date escapes and the like, but yeah, it's just for a whole lot of this game, nothing really important happens, so it's hard to make a case for it to be super high. But the combat is really fun. Union Cross. Union Cross. Um, I will stick Union Cross up here in A, which is very weird because I was just talking about how I don't like turn-based combat, but the story really does it for Union Cross for me. I really like the story, the characters, um, just the fact there isn't too much focus. It doesn't feel like on any one character. Like the actual story, when at a point, just becomes about the you know the new uh, not union leaders. Evermer's Goldbrain. I can't think of what their classification is right now, but once the story becomes about them, then I don't know. For some reason, the not following the main character does make the story more interesting to me, and I don't know why. It's even when it's a game like where the personality, like there is a personality for the main character, they have an actual character. Just the I don't know. Side characters are always more entertaining to me than main characters, so I think that might be one of the reasons I enjoyed the story so much. But yeah, I really like Union Cross. Back cover, it is just story. There is no gameplay here to be had. Um, I think I will put it right behind Union Cross, though. They are very intertwined, and the Master of Masters is he is the selling point of back cover. It does feel like he is at the forefront, stealing all of the attention. But I think it's a pretty interesting story, and the whole time you're trying to figure out who the traitor is, and it's still not super clear. I know they do come out and say Lucio is the traitor, but in the scheme of this game, it's never explicitly said. So, it's kind of a mystery that never gets answered until much later, but it is still interesting. Melody of Memory. Okay. See the lack of story is going to kind of hurt this one, uh, just because of how little there is, and this is my first rhythm game that I have beaten. I've played like a little bit of Guitar Hero, but I had fun with it. I did. I had fun with this game, but I do feel like I play these games a lot for the story, and the gameplay is like an added bonus to it. But I'll stick it right here. I think just the past couple things have just gone right here in front of Kingdom Hearts 1, but yeah, I like Melody of Memory. It's pretty fun. 0.2, it is so short that it would feel bad to put it too high, just because of the length, which 0.2. I'm gonna have to rearrange A because I do think I like 2 more than 1. Yeah, I think we're gonna put 0.2 right there. That feels right. That feels right. And yeah, because these games being in D is not me not liking them. Just to reiterate, this is just because either I haven't played these original versions of the game, or I don't want to compare, apples to oranges. So that's why these are here. I just let everyone know again. But yeah, I like the whole series pretty much. So it would be kind of counterintuitive for me to hate these games and still be here after all of them. So yeah, that is the game tier list. Hopefully we'll revisit after I figure out a way to stream through the whole series. see if my opinions change in any way. But yep, that's gonna do it. And thanks for sitting through another tier list. But that's gonna be it for the day, and I'll see y'all next time.